What this evangelist and others did to this poor young man, whose only crime was being in the wrong place at the wrong time, is one that would definitely make you cry. This man, Evangelist Wekpetoji Babaniyan, has been arrested by the Nigerian police in connection with the robbery and killing of this man, Ogunbode Adedamola, allegedly for ritual purposes. But how did he lure the innocent young man to an early grave? This and other details we'll uncover in this video, so be sure to watch till the end. 28-year-old Ogunbode Adedamola was a young man full of prospects. He was an entrepreneur and the CEO of Hola Edu Consult, a private business operating off the last. He helped students and prospective admission seekers check their results, register, type, and print documents. He was often described by many as a hardworking, kind, and unassuming young man. The recent graduate of the Lagos State University had high hopes and a bright future ahead of him. But all his hopes and dreams were dashed on the 16th of February 2025. After a busy day at his office, Adedamola was on his way to see his girlfriend who was ill. When he got to the gates of the Celestial Church of Christ, Ileri Oluwa Parish, Lasu 2, he called her to inform her that he was close, probably to find out if she needed anything. While they were on the call, in the background, she could hear some people calling out to Adedamola using his nickname. He ended the call, and that was the last time anyone saw or heard from him. When he failed to return home that night, his girlfriend became worried and tried to call his phone numbers, but to her greatest surprise, none of his numbers were reachable. This caused her to panic, but she remembered that Ogunbode told her that he was at the Celestial Church of Christ on his way to her, so it's possible he was still within the church premises. So the next morning, she went to see Evangelist Babaniyan, the head of the church, who is a well-known figure in the community, and she asked him if he had seen Adedamola. But Babaniyan denied seeing or hearing from Adedamola that day. In fact, he claimed that he did not step foot in the church premises on the day in question. Now worried and confused, she lodged a complaint at the police division in Ojo and contacted his parents, whom she told that Adedamola had not returned home since the day before. His father, a 44-year-old mason, left all he was doing and immediately rushed down to Lagos, all with the hopes of finding his missing son. When he arrived, his first port of call was the Ojo police station, where coincidentally, he met Adedamola's girlfriend writing her statement. The father was allegedly told to pay the sum of 100,000 naira to enable the police track his son's phone. He was desperate to find the whereabouts of his son, so he had no option but to sell the only asset in his possession, his car, in order to meet up with the rising cost of the search and investigation. With the payments done, police officers immediately began investigations the next Monday by tracking Adedamola's phone, and the results showed that almost all the numbers dialed by him belonged to people they knew. But one number stood out. It belonged to a girl who he had frequently called, and the results from the call log showed that he dialed her number on the day he went missing. This made her a suspect in the case, and to apprehend her, the police used Adedamola's brother as bait. For the next couple of days, he lured her into a friendship and they bonded over calls and chats. They eventually set a date to meet in person at an eatery in Lasu. Unknown to her, the meeting was a ploy which the police used to arrest her. Meanwhile, the police were able to obtain his bank statement, which showed that on the night of his disappearance, he made transfers totaling 1.5 million naira. First was the sum of 70,000 naira to Prophet Wepetoji, who was the head pastor of the church where he was last seen. Then 300,000 to one Sheriff Adebayo, alongside others including the pastor's daughter and son. When investigators probed further, they discovered that one of the accounts that money was transferred to belonged to the very same girl in their custody. The shocking part was that she happened to be the biological daughter of Prophet Wepetoji Babaniyo. Armed with this information, police officers arrested Babaniyo, and during questioning, he initially denied seeing Adedamola and even denied knowing his daughter. When the officers intensified their interrogation, it didn't take long before he confessed that the amount was sent by the deceased for Thanksgiving. It would later be revealed that after luring Adedamola close to the church premises, the prime suspect, Olaoluwa Ajisomo, and his group of boys pounced on him. After robbing him of his valuables, stole his phone and proceeded to transfer 70,000 naira to Babaniyo and the rest to other accounts. Some sources claim that when they were done draining his accounts, they pinned him down and ended him, after which his private parts, eyes, ears and other parts were allegedly harvested for ritual purposes, and his remains buried in a shallow grave within the church premises. This turned out to be false, as when the police raided the church premises, they were unable to find any traces or the remaining parts of his body. The principal suspect, Olaoluwa Ajisomo, upon hearing of the arrest of Babaniyo and the others, was rumored to have fled to Benin Republic in a desperate attempt to evade arrests. But his attempt to escape didn't last long, as he was arrested by the Nigerian police at the Alakuko area of Lagos State. He later confessed to the brutal murder of the missing Adedamola and took officers to the site where they buried his body behind the Lagos State University fence, Ojo, very close to the Celestial Church of Christ, which was his last known location. Olaoluwa also gave the police details of how he transferred the sum of 1.5 million naira from the victim's accounts to Prophet Wepetoji, his mother, and others. Both the evangelist and his accomplices, including the mother of two of the suspects, was also arrested for aiding the escape of two of her children to Benin Republic. They are currently awaiting arraignment in court. With the discovery of the mutilated remains of Adedamola, the police are gradually winding down investigations. Now the question in the minds of most people is that, is Adedamola the only victim? Or are there more killings linked to this man, masquerading as a servant of God? Are they a team? And how come he and his children received stolen funds from the deceased accounts? Was the late Ogunbode specifically targeted, or was he a victim of circumstance, being at the wrong place at the wrong time? For me, this is too much of a coincidence. First, he was buried close to the church where he was last seen. Then the pastor and his children received monies from the deceased accounts. Well, investigations are still ongoing to unearth more evidences and details. This case serves as a chilling reminder to be cautious about the people we trust, even those who claim to be spiritual leaders, as they often cloak their evil intentions with a mask of piety. What are your thoughts on this shocking case? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this story compelling, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on gripping true crime stories like this one. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.